Hey, how you doing, everybody? Mike Gross at youtube.com/MG Free Guitar Lessons. You can also catch me at my almost up-and-coming website, mgfreeguitarlessons.com. Today, this is a request going out to Todd at patioshoppers.com. Cool song, dude. I've never heard it before, and I know who Temple of the Dog is, but I just heard it today, about 30 minutes ago. So I hope the lesson comes out cool. I've wrote down a few notes on it, used my ear, and I think I got most of it going on here. So I'm not just gonna play the whole song. I'm gonna break it right down into the pieces that's going on, starting with the intro. The version I found, I hope it's okay, was Cornell that I heard do it. And I know there is an electric version I heard as well, where they got a lot of effects on it and stuff. So I know you like acoustic, so you had a few of them hanging in your shop, so this would sound good on what was it that you had? Ovation, or your Martin. This would sound killer. So we'll start with the intro here. And what I'm doing, you want to keep your pinky, 3rd fret high E, 3rd finger, 3rd fret B, and then your middle finger, 3rd fret on the D string. And that's going to be the start chord. There's a picking progression going on, and then the strum pattern, I'll show you in a second. Okay? So here we go with the intro. Show you how to do that. I showed you the first chord already, and so what you want to do is, the pick pattern is really simple in this: D, G, B, E, B, G, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, I believe the tuning in this is a half step down. But either way, if you're playing along with it, two and a half step down. And that pick pattern is pretty consistent. It'll do some string changes in a few spots, but the best way to pick this, it's not a fast picking thing, but a good habit to do with your right hand when you're picking something, is pick in the direction of the next string you're going. So on this, we'll go down on the D, down on the G, down on the B, up on the E, because we're heading back up this way. Okay, so you would have this: 3 downs, 3 ups. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. On the next part, we're just going to change one note. Instead of playing this F, which is 3rd fret D, we're going to go to the 2nd fret on the D string. So just move that root note back a half step, keep everything else the same, and play everything else the same. So, and I'm going to talk about it early in this lesson, subgroup. After you get the first one down, just transition between the first one and the second one, back and forth. That gives you this. Along here, man. The next chord, we're still keeping this on the high end. We're going to a B flat. That'll put you at fret 1 on the A string, and the picking's the same, but we're gonna skip a string. We're gonna skip the D string now, but do everything else the same. Start on the A. That's where we're pushing the B flat down. Okay, one more time. Remember, 3 downs, 3 ups on the picking. The last one, all you do is move your index that's right here on fret 1 on the A. Hopefully you can see that. Move that up to an F, fret 1 on the E. Do the same thing, but we're going to skip 2 strings with the pick now when we're picking. And that'll sound like this. Okay, once again. So we'll take it from the previous chord. There's 4 more things going on here. Leave these ones still where they're at, and he slides up. You can grab around fret 2, fret 1 if you want to reach that far, but slide up to fret 3. It's a C add 9 chord, and then we'll continue the same type of picking progression. But I skipped the D string there, but everything else is the same there. So it's sliding. It's going to feel a little awkward because you want to keep these planted. You don't really want to go. If you want to, you can try it that way, but it's better. Go right around fret 2 and just get used to sliding and leave this down. Economical to think that way. Okay, the next one is called G/B. All we're doing is moving the root, which is fret 3 on the A, back to fret 2 on the A. Do the same strings, there's no sliding here. A, G, B, E, B, G. So that's, oops, try it again. Okay, the next one is going to an F. And we're keeping these down here. Okay, so same, everything's all the same. We skip the A, we skip the D. And I hit the low E open after that. You can still hear these ringing. That's important. If you don't, it's going to sound real choppy. It'll sound like this. You still want to hear these two notes ringing and the opens that were with them. So that gets us through the intro. Okay, so and then the next part is bar chords. You cover everything on fret 1. And if you haven't done bar chords, they're tricky. Once you get them down, it's not really a big deal, but they take some practice. You're going to cover everything fret 1. This is an F7 bar chord, so we're going to take our third finger, go to the 3rd fret A, middle finger, 2nd fret G. And the strum pattern, this was going to say earlier on in the lesson, it's one of the most common strum patterns that's used. You can almost use it in any song. You'll see what I mean. If you know a few strumming songs, you're going to be okay with this right off the bat. Here's the pattern. It's down, down, up, down, up. That's the pattern that he does on the acoustic version. Okay, electric, I'm sure it's different. So once you get that strum pattern, you're set for the rest of the song. It's a matter of your chords that you're playing. So we're going to go like this. We're going to move that chord to a G#7. So to take the same shape, don't lift everything off. Just lift the pressure and move it up to fret 4 for the bar and do the same strum. Then move that back a half step. That takes you to G7 bar. Okay, so that sounds like this. And then that's going to repeat. You'll go back through F7, G#7, G7, and then it partially repeats. F#7, G7, and then if I'm not mistaken, I think the verse comes up, and things are going to change to open position chords as opposed to bar chords. So I'll play this whole piece so you can hear it in context. 2 times doing that, by the way. And then we move into the verse. G major. We learned this in the last lesson that we did. AC/DC. Back in Black. Same chord. Exact same chord. Played the same way. 3E, 2A, open, 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 3 high E. Middle finger, first finger, third finger. Same strum pattern. We're going to go 2 times through, I believe for all these chords, with the down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so we got... So let me explain what's happening there. I showed you the G. From there you go to A minor. That's 1st fret B, first finger. 2nd fret G, third finger. 2nd fret D, middle finger. Start from the A string, strum all the way down. If you hit the low E, it's okay. There is an E in the A minor chord down here. So you don't have to sweat like, oops, if I accidentally hear this. But just try not to make that be your dominant note of the chord. You have to break these chords down if you're not really comfortable with them and go. And make sure they're clear. Same thing with the G chord, all of these. Okay, the next chord in the progression is C major. 3rd fret A, third finger. 2nd fret D, middle finger. Open G, 1st fret B, first finger. Open high E. And once again, if you hit the E, that's okay, because there's an E in the high end. But don't emphasize the deeper note. If you want, you can go up with your third finger here and push underneath that low E string. Don't push it down to the fretboard. Just snug it underneath, and that'll mute it if you're not really liking the E in there. But it won't sound bad. It's not going to make the chord sound all wacky. Okay, so same strum 2 times through. And then we go to E minor, one of the easier chords to do on guitar. And that's open E, 2nd fret A, 1st finger, 2nd fret D, middle finger, open, open, open. And that's the same strum again. So we have, that will be... want to emphasize a little more of a pick drag on some of those chord starts, adds a little more character. And like I've said before, if you watch Chris Cornell strum this and you went to 2 different concerts, you would find little changes in it. And that's why sometimes it's hard to try and, I try to get things exact as possible, but you got to keep in mind the musicians may change up things sometimes. So you got the basic outline is what's going on here, the basic strum pattern, the chords are correct, all that. Okay, the second half of the verse is G, A minor, C, and F7. When they go to the F7, it's the bar chord version, and we already learned that. Okay, so that's going to sound like this. That whole progression that I just played, there's double dots, and in music that means go back and repeat. So if you start somewhere and you're playing along, and you're going to see these 2 dots at the end on the staff, which is the music paper, then those 2 dots are telling you, okay, back up, and you go back until you see another set of 2 dots, and then you're going to repeat it from there. Okay, so it's 2 times through of G, A minor, C, E minor, G, A minor, C, F7, 2 times of all that. Okay, as well as 2 times of the strum pattern. So I hope you're following me on this so far. Alright, the next part, I don't think this is chorus, this must be leading up to the chorus in the song. It's going to go like this. C major, you already learned it. 3, 2, open, 1, open. And then we're going to go to what's called G/B. Take these, your 3rd and 4th finger, put them down here like we did on the beginning, the intro of the song. 1st finger is going to go on fret 2 on the A. And do the same thing, mute out this low E. You do want that muted this time. Tip of your 1st finger, boom, snug it right underneath that low E. Make sure it's not that, make sure it's... Alright, and we're going to strum 2 times through on that as well. Take your index finger, move it a 1/2 step flat. That puts you on fret number 1 on the A string. Do the same thing again, 2 times on the strum. So your root's going dun, 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 so far. That's your root changes. So we have E minor, and then we go back to bar chords. G7 bar, we learned this already. To A#7 bar, move it up and bar the fret 6, but keep the same shape, so nothing's really changing. Just slide it on up there. 6, 8, 6, 7, 6, 6. A#7 bar. Move that back a 1/2 step. That puts you at an A7 bar. Okay, so I'll just play the bar chords here. Finishes this pre-chorus, I believe, up with a C major to what's called a C suspended, and he'll go, and you know the C chord from earlier. I think he rings that out. So to play a C suspended, just take your pinky, put it on fret 3 on the D string, and leave everything else in place. So just think of it as a C chord, and it has an F note in it right here. Pretty cool. It sounds like unresolved, or like you're expecting something else. The suspended chords are really cool like that. So we'll have, and then the chorus coming up. All right, and he's playing, from what I remember, and like I said, I just heard it about 30 minutes ago. dun 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 dun, and then into it. He's kind of following the say hello to heaven, that part. It's like, so you don't have to do that, but since I'm pretty sure that's what I heard in there, we're going to do that. Keep the C chord there. Hit the A and the D of it. No, actually hit the A and the D, but lift your middle finger off. So it's 3rd fret A, open D, and then bring your middle finger down. And just pick that string, so the middle finger's going to fret 2, makes the C chord again. Hit the open G while these are still ringing, and then back to the D string. So, dun, 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 dun. And here we go again. Subgroup. Perfect subgroup. Kind of like bum-ba-dee-da. Just kidding. Alright, and here's the chorus in full force here. And this is the last part of the song. And from what I heard, everything's repeating after that. G major you already learned. We're going to do the 2 times through on the strum pattern. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. That's 2 times. G major, C major, C suspended, we just learned that. 1 time on the strum, if my memory doesn't fail me, I'm pretty sure. So it'd be like, and then back to the C major. And actually on that C major, I think he goes back and repeats the say hello to heaven part. Because I'm sure the chorus goes more than once. So we have. May have switched the how many times I stayed on each chord there, but those suspended, it's kind of cool because if it's too much for you to think about in the beginning, you can just stay on the previous chord. You don't have to throw it in there. I wanted to put it in there for you, Todd, and plus, like I said, I like to get these as close as I can to the actual version. I love doing that, and I learned a lot in the 80s in my early days of playing guitar. Because I never had lessons. Not the type you go to a store and take lessons, not that way. So, I depended on my ear a lot. And I like to get things as close as I possibly can. So anyways, that wraps up the whole song. I hope you guys like it. Todd, I hope you like it. I hope it helps you. If it doesn't, you know where to hit me up at, dude. And say hello to heaven. The Chris Cornell version is what we did today, not Temple of the Dog. Probably the same chord formats. Alright, so we've wrapped it up. You can feel free to subscribe, leave comments. I encourage you to do that. I thank you for doing that. All that stuff. You know how the YouTube channel works. The more you put on there, the happier I get. And I will see you guys next time. Make some more requests. Might do some 41 next time. Fat Lip, I'm not sure. But you guys please hit me up with some requests and I'll get some more songs coming at you ASAP. YouTube.com/MG Free Guitar Lessons. The soon coming website, mgfreeguitarlessons.com. Practice, 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 and I'll see you next time.